I know we're better tacklers than that. You got to put your shoulder pads on him. You got to keep your face up. Hale runs him down. This is a great play. Watch us string him out right here. Watch Holtby push him, and Gelvin stays outside, and we knock him out of bounds, and he picks up about 2 yards.
And that's the way to stay home and know that you never know when it's coming back to you.
Miss a tackle right there. Lots of missed tackles. We may practice that a lot longer this week in practice because that's one thing we can do, and we've got to improve. Nice fair catch by Mikey. I've watched Mikey grow as a football player, become more confident in what he's doing for us. Here's Etchison in the ball game. Nice throw and catch here.
Nice job to put him in. He got little snaps in.
Well, we want to get him, some playing time. Then he got hurt, and we had to take him out. We run the sweep. We don't block the contain. And, boy, that's a lonely feeling for a running back when that first blocker is missed out there. Let's come back and throw a ball here. Nice throw in the window to Brooks.
How's he doing? Brooks okay?
He's fine. And right there, matter of fact, is where Brooks hits his head on the ground. Mm-hmm. But he's fine.
Yeah, Mom
now
was
there's where Etch got hurt. And like I told Clayton, I said, Clayton, we don't want you trying to outrun the contain, bud. We want you to turn toward the goal line.
No offense. I like Clayton's a good kid. I've known him for a long time. He doesn't have the wheels of Tay.
He got about the wheels of Tommy Tice, I tell you. But he loves to play football. And, he's done some good things for us. Tate's sitting back in the pocket, comes out of it. Great effort to pick up a first down. He's still competing. I like to see this. I don't want to ever see anybody give up. I don't want to see anybody give in. Now we're down inside the 20. We need to go ahead and score. And we just don't make the throw. Throw it too far inside. We got to lead the receiver into the boundary. Big turnover. Should have had a touchdown there. So you're going to take over about the 9. Defense. There's Seth Billings, 44. We call him Memphis. He moved in here from Memphis, little old 10th grader. And he's one of the players of the future. Nice job getting there. Keep playing. I don't want to hear how much time's left. I don't want to hear what the score is. All I know is they're snapping the ball and let's go. Bad kick. So we're going to take over about the 38 with about a minute. And we get a penalty. Now that's a frustration penalty. And we correct those things. Got to keep your composure. So instead of having the ball at their 38, now we got it at our 48. Stay in there and throw it, Clayton. I like the way you throw the ball. Stay in there and throw it. Almost. That's the right spot. He read it right and delivered the ball, and that's what the way we need it done. And then get the last one picked off. And that's pretty well going to wrap it up.
It is.
And, boy, I tell you what, that old bunch in the white over there, they are a good football team. Don't run inside that block out there, son. Stay out there in your gap. Don't leave your gap. Try to help somebody else. And big ball game for the Greenwood Bulldogs. Like I say, Coach Jones and his staff do an excellent job. And they're going to be heard from down the line, state tournament time. I think it's going to come down to Greenwood and Alma on the last date.
That'll be one heck of a night,
it will.
Especially if Greenbrier's and Hunter Winston's broken his leg.
Yeah, if that's happened, I'm picking them to lose out.
That would be the best news we heard, and we went out, and we're playing on November 12th.
As bad as we played, there's light is still there at the end of the tunnel.
We've played good at a lot of good times.
Well, and here's the thing. I don't know if it's as bad as we played or as good as those other guys have played.
We played some really good teams. We've had a tough schedule. We opened Sheridan, who's getting the program's getting better.
Right.
Coach Campbell down there is working on getting it better. You come back with a big rivalry game against Mountain Home, who is always big. You can throw the records out. And then we go to Van Buren, who has proven to be a lot better than people expected,
right.
And which you had said they would be good.
Yeah.
And then the 5A West just started out. We opened against Greenbrier on the road.
I really felt like, Lauren, that against Greenbrier that we were closer match.
Then
We broke down, and then they got the great two players.
Mm-hmm.
I call them Batman and Robin. They got those two guys, and they're really great players. But they feed off each other, and if one of them's missing, they're not nearly as good.
And then we come home, homecoming, Siloam Springs, play extremely well. We spotted Siloam, 14 points, come back, go up by halftime, 17-14, and never look back.
Never look back.
And then we've played what you and I have talked about is probably right now, when we see who we've played, the best two teams in the 5A West, Alma and Isaac McCoy, and then you come back and play Greenwood in both of those.
I know that Bologna has a good team. Okay, we know that. But right now, the two best teams are Alma and Greenwood.
Who we've seen. We've not seen Bologna. I'm sure you've seen a little bit of them. I know
they have a great team. Yeah. They have a great football.
But what we have seen, what we've lined up, put helmet to helmet, those are probably the two best teams we've played.
All we need to do, Lauren, is win a game. And then a lot of our problems disappear. I'm sure probably when I'm able to go to sleep, I haven't slept much the last 2 weeks. I can tell you right now that people probably see these bags under my eyes, but when our kids go to sleep, we got to not look at Bulldogs and Airedales anymore. We got to think about Devil Dogs,
right?
Because we're going to have an opportunity to win that ball game, and we got to be ready to grasp it when it is given to us. And they got a good running back. Chris Wells' brother was a 3-year starter, graduated last year. This younger one is a very, very good football player. But all around him, compared to what we've been playing, is not those people. So we can't think that what we're going to see Friday night is what we've been seeing the last 2 Friday nights. We got to give them respect. We know that anybody can beat anybody in the 5A West.
Which was proven last week.
Proven last week and the week we beat Siloam Springs. And, of course, Siloam Springs beating Greenbrier. We just got to get back on track. We got to control the two things that we can control, and we can control our attitude, and we can control our effort, and the rest of it, we can't worry about it. We can't worry about it. That's what we've got to control. And if we'll do that, we'll be all right.
And other than the one game that we talked a little bit about, the effort's been there week after week.
Right.
They have put it up, whether the scoreboard is 49-10 or it's 28-0 our side. The effort has been there. They've gone on the field, given everything they've got, and played as hard as they could. And nothing is telling me we should expect anything differently coming down the road.
No, and just like I've told our coaches, we will continue to set the example by being there early and staying late and being positive and being enthusiastic with them, and that's what we're going to do. And, we never promised anybody any victories or anything else, but we did promise this town we'd put a team out there to be proud of, and that by meaning how hard they would play. Think about public schools. You play with the people that show up at the front door, and sometimes you are dealt better teams than other teams. But I still like this team. As human beings, these are good guys. They work hard. Some of them we're not as fast as we'd like to be. We may not be as big as we'd like to be, but they work hard and they show up every day for work. They're blue-collar workers. They're going to come in there. They're going to give you all they got, and that's about all you can ask for.
And I think that, we talked about it before we came on and did the show. Ray Gomez has played phenomenally well, being undersized to what he's been playing against. He has never quit. He has been there. He has accepted the challenge of going up against the 380 guy at Alma last week. This week their tackle was 280, I think is what they listed him at. But he has gone in and fought every way. The defensive line has gone up and said, hey, maybe we're not as big as you guys, but we're going to fight you tooth and nail.
Right, and, I saw some really good things, in our offensive line, that we came off the ball. We drove the football. The first time in the second half, we go score. Second time in the second half, we go down there. Third time in the second half, we go right down there and turn the football over. That tells me a lot of stuff, and of course, I guess coaches are the eternal optimists, but that's just the way we are, and we got to build on positive things, and that's what you try to teach kids in their lives. That, like I said earlier, tough times don't last. Tough people do.
Yeah. A couple of question marks coming into the season that we didn't know about was the secondary. I think that the move you made a couple weeks ago, moving Jackson Dorman up and coming back and putting Mikey Andresen back there has really improved and solidified the secondary, and it's not a question mark anymore. They're not getting beat deep anymore like we saw in the Batesville where the wide receiver was getting behind the secondary. Right. Those adjustments have made and changed, and I know that we're talking about small things, but this is the difference of winning and losing, not giving up that 6 points of a guy getting behind you. And that shows the difference of what we're seeing in the games.
Well, one of the things that's, you don't like to harp on negatives, but one of the things that bothered me in the Greenwood ball game is that kid, runners breaking in the secondary, and our secondary not hemming him up. Hem him up, get him on the ground, let's get him to snap it again. Good things will happen if you just keep making them snap the ball. We didn't give up the long pass in this game, but the secondary gave up long runs. We got to get that fixed. Got to make tackles back there. Just because you're backed up 10 yards, 15 yards away from the action doesn't mean you don't have to be able to tackle the ball. Right. You got to be able to do that. But playing more zone with Mikey in the middle and allowing, trying to, take advantage of his talents of being a ball hawk back there.
And instinctively he has that.
Us. He does. That helps us a lot. Spears is getting, more experienced as a sophomore safety, and then Corey Gelvin's been pretty solid. Jeremy. A lot of talent. He has been hurt, but he's been kind of up and down, and we need to finish on a strong note, especially in the secondary, and get them to snap that ball again.
Anybody injury-wise, everybody's pretty healthy. I know we've been talking a little bit, banged up a little bit.
Brooks had a headache, after that catch he made. He's fine. Everybody should be ready to go at game time. Last couple of weeks, Colliver's been nicked up.
Yeah, with the neck,
and that's really been that's been tough on our team because he's the one they look to, and he likes that situation. He likes to be the guy to be looked up to, and so he's been nicked up a little bit, but he's still playing. We would like to get a boost out of Nathan Eason. He gets his cast. He had a broken arm in the Greenbrier game, and he gets his cast shortened this week, and we may, if we're lucky. We might get old Nathan back some, and that would certainly hurt. Would help us a lot. We haven't been as good at linebacker without him in the rotation since he left. So maybe we'll get lucky and get him back. But everybody else is healthy.
Jackson Dorman's doing well.
Dorman's knee is finally about well. He's had a little sprain there, and he ran hard in the last ball game, as he always does. Nobody plays any harder than Jackson does. He loves to play the game of football, and we're about ready for him to have another breakout game.
That's right. And this time of year, there's always going to be a little mix, and
that's just the way
just part of the game. A lot of times, Goblin pride's going to push them through. They're going to want to play, and on Friday night when the lights come on. That injury that was nagging a little bit to kind of all of a sudden feels a whole lot better.
Well, that's true. But I'll tell you, they're beat up, but everybody else is.
That's
too.
right.
That's just part of it. And another one of that piece of adversity. We talked about my dad getting up and going to work. I just got to get up and go. That's expected of a man.
Well, Coach, we appreciate you coming by here every week to do the Coach's Show. This week, Goblins head south to Morrilton, as Coach mentioned, looking for a big win, looking for another great Goblin effort, and if we have the effort there, I see a Goblin victory. And as we talked out, we got to take them one game at a time, but the Goblins win out. We're right there in the mix. There's nothing better than being in Week 10, heading over to your home former stomping grounds, Huntsville, and looking for a big victory over the Huntsville Eagles. And then we're talking about playing in the following week in the 5A state playoffs. But right now,
nothing would be fine.
But let's take it one game at a time. Until next week, I'm your host, Lauren Tupper, and on behalf of Coach Tommy Tice, we thank you for listening to us, and we'll be back next week with the Coach's Show.